probably about a year after going to church, and I went back to the type of church that I grew up around only because that's what I knew. I didn't really know at the time that I had a choice. I mean, I'm an adult, but I didn't know that just because I was baptized in this particular type of church that means that I could not experience other churches. So that's just, a false thing that was in my mind. But I started going a year into going. I mean, I was enjoying it. I enjoyed the message from basically the homily at the time. I was enjoying that. And it was a really good speaker. And I remember going one morning to church by myself, and I heard the message loud and clear, and it was, forgive your enemies and don't hold grudges. So it really made me think about, well, who is that person in my life? Well, it was my dad. So that day, I actually came home. I told my husband, hey, I'm going to take a drive. I'm going to go visit my dad. So he said, okay, just tell me when you get there. And so that's what happened. I drove almost 2 hours to the prison. And I will back up just a quick second. I had initiated a visitation in the fall. So this was February 2022. And I initiated the visitation, and at that time when I initiated visitation in the fall, I honestly wanted to go there and tell him that if he were to get out, I didn't want him to come around my family. That was the message I wanted to relay when I first initiated the conversation or the visitation. But again, I'll tell you, God had a different plan. He did. So the day of the prison, it was kind of interesting. There's lots of signs along the way that I was seeing. I am a big person, a big believer of different, things that you see or that just, they're not coincidental. They're God moments. But I saw quite a few of them that day along the drive. I had music on, and I just was throwing prayers up because I was like, I really don't know what I'm doing. Please, I'm trusting you. You are guiding me right now because this is not anything I ever would have done on my own. But yeah, Jesus had my wheel. So I got there and I sat in my car for a minute because I wasn't really sure what to do. So I watched a guy walk in, and then I saw him walk out, and he was not happy. I think he got turned away. So anyway, so I got in to the area, checked in, had to put all my belongings in a locker. I walked through some chain link fenced area, came to another set of people that kind of assumed that I knew what I was doing, but I just didn't. So once I walked through another big door, there was an officer and an inmate, and I walked up to them and I was like, hi, I've never been here before. And I remember the inmate saying, well, you're here now? And I was like, yeah, I guess I am. So they instructed me to go to a table. And so in this room, it really is not like what you see on TV. It was a big room and everyone is in there. It's really loud. Let me just tell you that. there's rows, so you have the visitors, and then there's like a little table in between you, and then the inmate is on another side. And there was like a little play area for children, like there were kids there, some vending machines, but it just was, I just remember it to be loud because like everybody is talking in the room. And so I walk down and I sit and I wait, and I'm trying not to look around because I don't know what's around me. But then I see my dad coming, walking, and I hadn't seen him for 10 years. And I guess I should back up a little bit because I didn't explain the time that I tried. I tried to build a relationship with him when 2013, my husband and I moved back to Missouri, and I went to his family reunion, and I had thoughts of building a relationship with him then because a friend of mine from grade school, her dad had died in a car accident, and it just sparked like that moment of, well, I'm back in this area, maybe I should try. And it wasn't the right time. He showed up, and it was very clear that nothing had changed. And so the thoughts of a relationship flew out the window. After a little cry in the city park bathroom, I came back, collected myself, and just went about the rest of the day and didn't think about it again. So anyway, so back to, I'm sitting across from him at the prison, and I don't remember all of our conversation, to be honest, but I can tell you that it was a great moment because it was the first time I felt like I actually had an adult conversation with my dad. And he was honest about his wrongdoings, and he yeah, I just felt like he was honest. He doesn't remember the incident because he was on drugs. But that day, how I told you that God was totally in control of that, and I have to say the message that I intended to give him versus the message that I gave him that day was so completely different. And it really was the work of God. But that day before I left him, I said to him that I felt I wanted to tell him basically that he planted a good seed in this world, and that was me. I felt like he deserved to know that because I don't know that he really knew or believed that he did anything good. So that was the message that I wanted to give him. The time was up and I came home, and I haven't been back to the prison since. However, I have been building a relationship with him via letters. It's a stack of letters that I've gotten from him. And in these letters, there's a lot of different things. But lately, I'm having the thoughts of, is he really truly the person that we once knew? And I don't think he is. And so I'm going to share some of it because he doesn't have a voice right now where he is. And to be honest, I don't know if he will get out. I don't know what the future looks like. But I do know that I have a voice and I can read some of this because I think that there are some people in the world who need to hear it. So, in the Bible it says something about honor thy mother and father, and that honestly was like something I really was having a difficult time with a lot of my life. Of course, I honor my mom. She's amazing and has done an incredible job raising me. But the dad part, I wasn't so sure how to honor him. But because I've gone on this healing journey, I now understand and see that I think this is the way that God is intending me to honor him somehow. So I'm going to share some of it with you. Stay tuned.
You did good today. Really good. You might not see it. You might think it was just another day, but it wasn't. Every step you took today was a step forward, no matter how small.